attorney.
Okay, welcome back. Let's continue. Which was our 6th of July. Yeah, this one. Cool. Oh, I need to lower the volume on my end. Man, I forgot how much I like her design there. It seemed Giselle really didn't know much about me. Despite being sent here from my house, she was unaware of the monthly deliveries, as well as the reason why I lived in the mansion all by myself. Yeah. My god, my PC is making such a noise. Hopefully it doesn't come through. Why, though? Would they not have told her anything? Yeah, maybe she's lying about being sent from your house. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, supposedly she was, but we'll see. Let's just assume for now she has been sent from your house. Why had she been sent here, left completely in the dark? Giselle looked up at me, fear and bewilderment in her eyes, though I thought I could see a glint of suspicion beneath it all. Like her true feelings were bubbling to the surface. Suspicion, huh? Everyone had darkness in them they kept hidden, yeah? No one was exactly who they appeared to be. Yeah, this game has definitely made that very clear with Maria, for example. Oh boy. She was undoubtedly thinking, I'm not here because I want to be. I knew from the moment I first saw her that her bubbly, sweet effect was all a facade. Had she thought I was dense enough not to not realize? She was no different than anyone else. What I didn't understand, though, was why she refused to leave, no matter how hard I pushed. What was she hiding beneath that innocent-looking face? What was she thinking? Yeah, those are great questions. I'm not sure if the game wants me to try to figure that out by myself, or if I should just go along and let the game surprise me. I'm thinking of the latter. Just go with the flow. What did she carry on her shoulders? Everyone is hiding something, deceiving those around them. I had to figure out what she really was. Suspicious, suspicious. May I ask you something? Yes. On the day you arrived, also shifting gaze to side, usually a sign of lying. You said you made a teeny tiny mistake while working at my family's house. Tell me about that. Good question. Or, yeah, good inquiry. What did you do at the Bollinger estate? Last name, finally? Or is this a lie to test her? In that moment, brief though it was, her disposition wavered. Fear? Terror? No, Perhaps anger. I couldn't tell. And nevertheless, it was abundantly clear that that was a subject she had no interest in me breaching. And so she had borne her fangs. Oh. The smile she donned now was visibly forced. Oh yeah, there's definitely... It's nothing you need to concern yourself with, Master. I promise it was an insignificant little thing. She couldn't say. Why couldn't she tell me? What had she done there? What did this woman know about that house? What did she know about me? What was concealed? Very curious. What was concealed beneath that smile of hers? I am the master of this house, and you are a servant. And still you refuse to tell me? Like I said, it's nothing. There's no reason to bother you. With a mere servant's personal blunders, Master. What are you hiding? My god, her face is so shaded right now. I am not hiding anything. Then you should be able to tell me exactly what you did at the Bollinger estate. Also, I'm not sure if this is a name I should recognize from just general media outside this game, but I have no idea. Like I said. Tell me. Tell me. You won't tell me anything. You won't tell me a thing about yourself, and yet you demand others to tell you about themselves. Here you are, practically threatening me. Demanding I tell you something I don't want to talk about. And yet you still haven't told me anything about the painting. Oh, so I was right. You do have something to hide. How many times must I repeat myself? We are not equals. I don't care if it's insignificant or something you don't want to talk about. What? Also, footsteps. I'm ordering you to tell me. A trifling blunder would not get someone sent to live with a cursed man in a house spoken of, in a house spoken of so unfavorably. Whatever she had done at the Bollinger estate, that had something to do with why she was here. If she truly hadn't done anything, then she had something to gain from this place, or possibly from me. And if that was the case, I had to get her to talk. Makes me... Giselle's eyes were open wide. I recognized the look she gave me. I knew very well what that gaze meant. You're an abomination! It was the same as them. Fear, contempt, revulsion, repulsion. The way she acted, The way she spoke, it was exactly the same. You're no different. I made her uncomfortable. I made her afraid. She thought I was unpleasant. She thought I was despicable. She thought I was an abomination. In a frenzy, I grabbed her by the shoulders, clamping down far more powerfully than I had meant to. Ow! Stop! Her face, contorted in pain, morphed into someone else's. Seeing visions of the other people, or... Wait. Also, you touched her. Let me just quickly check. Yeah, no more lines from Morgana. Who was I directing my anger at? A vision of the past from someone at your household. Where was this rage being aimed? Who are you calling an abomination? My guy is also losing it. Damn. What? Tell me, who? The black furor bubbling up from within me knew no end. The girl, she ridiculed me. She denied my identity with her glare. I couldn't escape from that phantom, that reality. What I never called you a... No, get away from me. Wow. This is going so differently from Darfur. Get your hands off me. Huh. How do we turn... Like, I'm really curious. How do we turn this story, Door 5, which is supposedly the true story, into what we saw after Door 4? How do these two end up searching for each other? How? Why? What? Maybe it becomes more of a revenge thing instead of reuniting with the loved one. Giselle's scream echoed in the entrance hall, rattling my eardrums. She frantically smacked my arms aside, and then I came back to my senses. She was standing a little ways away, breathing heavily, arms wrapped tight around her body, glowering at me. Showing her opposition to my touching her. Yikes. God damn. Enlightening. No. You just, you startled me, that's all. Some servant you are, telling your master not to touch you. Oh boy. Oh, right. I have, you know, I'm, allergic to people. Would you say allergic to touch? So you don't want people to touch you? I know this is just an excuse. I'm just trying to draw a connection to Door 4, Michelle, with not being able to touch anyone. It's a very unique condition, I hear. I mean, can you believe that? See, you know how some people get all red and itchy when they touch a dog or a cat? It's that, except for people. So I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. I beg for your forgiveness. Why don't you speak your mind? What? This is what's going through your mind right now. I have nothing to apologize for. No, that's not... I can somewhat sympathize with your plight. Being made to apologize even though you're hurting. I raised my hand against you first, after all. Then you you forgive me? Sympathy does not equate to forgiveness. Now, you take care of the package. I'm heading back to my chambers. What is it? You're not going to make me leave after what I just did? No, I am not. For it would seem I can make you leave on your own whenever I so please. Yeah, that face. Besides, I had yet to learn what she had done. Yeah, getting interested in her backstory. It would be exceedingly difficult to get the story from her own mouth, which left me with one option. Get the next package deliverer to speak, or threaten her, or make her tell it on her own after being confronted or bullied enough, or the more positive route, actually make a connection with her and become trusted enough so she's willing to share, you know? Though I highly doubt that that's where this is going. Also, kinda thirsty, so let me just crack open a cold one. So good. Not alcohol, though. I do not drink. What, to write a letter to my mother? As much as the very thought revolted me. Okay. I was half expecting a glitchy thing there. Oh, did this just change color, or was this red before too? I briefly looked away from the screen after the transition was done, and I just now noticed. Okay. Michelle Bollinger. Sure. Bollinger? Probably Bollinger. I mean, it doesn't probably really matter. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Several days had passed since the package arrived. Several days had passed since the package arrived. The end of my 3rd week living in the mansion was drawing near. Michelle wasn't getting any friendlier either. Continued to either snub or bluntly dismiss me whenever we crossed paths. I didn't understand why he acted that way around me. But there was little point in asking when he seemed to think there was little point in talking to me at all. Although, at first, I had been sure there was some way to get him to warm up to me. The more time I spent in the mansion, the more my willpower began to feel like it was at its breaking point. Damn. This is kinda mirroring door 3 with Jacopo. I could tell myself to stay positive until I was blue in the face, but it would only work for so long. Back here. The one pretty place in the whole house. I'm glad he hasn't covered it back up. Blue moonlight shone quietly through the stained glass window, vainly illuminating some of the room. I hadn't noticed until now, but the room with the stained glass window appeared to be modeled after a chapel. Yeah. Rows of pews faced the window, below which sat what used to be a pulpit. There was very little left of it, and an awkward length of silver was mounted to the pulpit's front face. What was, I assumed, formerly a cross. Wow, if that isn't telling of this mansion, then I don't know what is. A melted cross in the holiest of places. Upon further reflection, rather than facing the window, the pews seemed to be pointed at the pulpit, or perhaps the cross hanging on it. I wasn't sure why there would be a chapel in a mansion, but I had no one to ask about it. For a house of this size, a statue of Christ or the Virgin Mary seems more appropriate. Maybe. It's a very well-made chapel, at any rate. I doubted Michel had it built for himself. There would be no reason for him to cover the window if that were the case. Nor had I ever seen him come to pray. That person is praying, I'm not sure. Is that person praying, or are they just sitting there? Is this their head? These the legs, this one hand, this other hand grabbing this green thing here. Are they just like looking over here? Or are these maybe wings here? Not sure. He doesn't seem like one to believe in God. God, I'm not sure. I'm not even sure if God really existed, then surely the world would be a much more pleasant, peaceful place. Well, maybe the God is a psychopath. No unfair disparities in money or power. No senseless misfortune. I certainly wouldn't have found myself here either. But God was evidently quite fond of giving mankind trials, so he would probably tell me with a straight face that this was one too. Or perhaps we simply had false impression of him, yeah? And he didn't actually give us anything. He merely sat back and watched from somewhere far, far away. Yeah, a more passive kind. No, but to be fair, the kind of God that Giselle or most of Christianity is envisioning, that one just doesn't exist. Even if you explain all the bad things in the world as trials to make humanity grow, like if they truly are the omnipotent God, they could just well, first of all, they could just make it so that humans didn't need to go through trials and they could just grow on their own. But even if his personality was so that humanity needed to go through trials in his mind, he could make the trials so that there wasn't needless loss of life and needless tragedies. Like, surely you can make people grow with harsh legends if that doesn't require human sacrifices, you know, or war or whatnot. I think humans can learn equally just from, you know, stories like these. You don't need to make them happen in real life. So in that sense, I don't think it's possible for the God in Christianity to really exist in the way it's described as an omnipotent, all-caring God. But a different kind of entity could be living there. Someone who is more passive or who is more neutral or evil, you know. That's always a possibility. We never know. I myself don't really believe in that, but well, you know, there's always the idea, you know, the universe is a simulation, so the people who are simulating the universe could be considered gods from our POV, so, you know, there's always that option. But I don't know. It's probably just natural science and no godly entities. Just universe being universe. Nothing more, nothing less. I scrolled really fast and I was like, yeah. Then what? God had a line, but no, it was Giselle saying God. Sure. Had a brief pause there. Oh, pause. It wasn't his job to bring peace to the world or ensure our laws were fair. That was all mankind's responsibility. What is God? That is a big question. I mean, everyone has different definitions. What are angels? Okay, well, just going by words, angels are the messengers of gods, yeah. So there's that. They carry his gospel. I have no idea. Maybe the Bible has answers. Why should I pray to someone so far away? How do I know my prayer is even getting there? But still, it's not like I have any other options. Ooh, a flash. Okay, a literal flash and then back, maybe? Is this the Bollinger household? Hello, or the mansion in a different time? Different place? Giselle's childhood, maybe? You know, the layout here first reminded me of a more Mediterranean architecture. And I was like, wait, suddenly door 3? Jacopo's backstory? But no, surely not. Don't you worry. It'll all work out. Promise. I already know where I'm going to work. So before going to the Bollinger household. It's a really prominent noble house. Way out of reach of some small-time merchants like us. So you were a merchant, supposedly. Let's just assume this flashback is for real. You never know. This could be my big break. Oh, I'm just kidding. Don't look so worried. I'll be just fine, honestly. I'll make enough money for us to get back onto our feet. Oh, for goodness sake, I can handle it. This almost feels like a speech you would give to your husband or something, but maybe it's her parents. Not sure. Because she was told, at least in door 4, it was implied that she was very young. So maybe in door 5 she's also young. So probably parents, but could be a husband too. Probably not though. Leave everything to me. You just wait. I'll make our family into something you can be proud of. Probably, yeah, parents then. I'll be fine. And those are probably the last lines. Oh. Yeah. Say bye to Mom for me. Yeah. I probably won't be home for a while. What? You're afraid I'm going to make some careless mistake? Oh. Well, about that. Yikes. I'm not that airheaded. I can be a refined and elegant young lady. Those nobles won't even know what to believe anymore. If you don't believe me, how about I give you a little taste? How are you doing this fine morning, master? Your morning beverage is ready, prepared with the utmost of care. See? How about that? Not bad, huh? What? You really think it sounded forced? No, I'm sorry, it was just my delivery. I was the daughter of a merchant who ran a shop on the capital's main street. I'm still assuming this is all in England, so was London the capital? Even back in 1100s? Almost 1200s? Or was this something else? Not sure. Either way, the capital. Merchant. Daughter of a merchant. Also very familiar because of whoa, why am I blanking on her name? Door 2, main girl. Pauline. Yeah. Similar to Pauline. My father had passed away in a plague, so it was just me, my mother, and my older sister. It would be a lie to say business was doing well. We struggled to squeak by day to day after taxes. But we couldn't just abandon the shop and leave the capital either. So we tried to make the best of what we were able to take in between the three of us. Sure. I don't know, maybe you could then again, I don't know how the tax system worked way back then. Like, would the taxes be most lenient towards the capital? And out there in the wilderness, in the farmlands, way out there in other cities, would those taxes be more strict? Not sure. Because I was thinking that maybe they could sell their seemingly big house and move out of the capital and start a business, or continue their business somewhere else in a place where there's less tax with a smaller house, so they would have some leftover funds. But we'll see. Oh wait, did I not read that? So we tried to make the best of what we were able to take in between the three of us. Then my sister fell in love with a moderately well-off aristocrat. I'm wondering if this could be linked to any of the other doors. Like door 1. Both my mom and I were supportive of her and her desire to marry. But their union almost fell apart because she was not suitable for him. Merchants were hardly the lowest class. What we lacked was instead was wealth. We needed another source of money beyond what the shop took in. If only we had money, my sister could get married. If only we had money, my mom wouldn't have to work so hard. If only we had money. So that is a big motivator for you. It was then that someone from the distinguished Bollinger estate approached me. He said they were in need of Abigails and would love to have me. He said that if I agreed to work for them, the Bollinger estate would take care of my family. Generally speaking, noble houses took Abigails from other, lower-ranked noble houses. It was unthinkable for someone of my status to receive such an offer. So I took it as a once-in-a-lifetime chance and accepted the offer. Okay. I just pray that nothing bad happens to my sister. And before the big reveal is something like either her mom or sister is Morgana. I know. And that mom is getting enough money to live comfortably. That's all I can do. Their nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. The light shining through the stained glass window began to grow murky, fading into blackness. If that isn't ominous, then I don't know what is. It felt like a message from on high, yeah. That, no, my prayers would not be answered. The bluish-white illumination shining down upon me disappeared as clouds blocked the moon. Oh, come on. You don't even want to look at a solid woman like me. Oh, for heaven's sake. I never asked to end up like this. Okay. So. Scene transition. Ooh. Michelle. Okay, yeah. So usually you can trust monologues of characters, so that is seemingly true. So she didn't have any nefarious reason. She didn't want to come here. Okay. So Michelle is just being overly cautious. Sure, let's go with that, but keep the other idea as a possibility open in our minds that even the monologue can be a lie. Because, you know, this game is just like that. Hold on, let me just scroll a bit more. Right, I can't use that. God damn it. Yeah. Oh, Michelle is listening in. Okay. They are nobility. They have plenty of money. Enough to spare some. Okay. Okay, game. Making Michelle only hear this part. To be fair, she did. Most of her dialogue was within her head. So, yeah. Ay. Oh, come on. You don't even want to look at a solid woman like me. Oh, for heaven's sake. I never asked to end up like this. But then again, he doesn't have the backstory with him, so he can take this the wrong way. Giselle was sitting at one of the pews in front of the room with the stained glass window. Just looking at her, you might have thought she was offering a prayer, but the words coming from her mouth were anything but prayerful. They were filled with resentment. They have plenty of money, a solid woman, and then I never asked to end up like this. Okay, which way are you gonna interpret these words? Let's see. So this is what's beneath that facade. Most likely, money's what she's after. Yes, but not in a way that she came here to steal from you. All I need to do now is confirm my suspicions with them. Just what awful secrets will I uncover? There is also a very slim possibility that Giselle knew or noticed or sensed that Michelle was watching and purposefully said those things out loud, you know? That is always a possibility, though most likely not what's going on. I gave Giselle, sitting in the pew with her head drooped, a cursory glance before leaving the chapel. I had somewhere else to be. You did? The painting? Oh? Or to write a letter and send it out. Okay, we are going outside. Interesting. Is this the place we saw with Indoor 4, where Giselle basically confessed her love to Michelle? The bitterly cold outside air felt like dozens of needles flowing into my lungs. It had been so long since I had stepped beyond the mansion's walls. A thick mist canopied the night sky, blocking out the moonlight. Well, naturally, the heavens did not rejoice at my leaving the house. It had been 10 years since I had seen the mansion from the outside. So this is actually your first time going out, so you haven't even tried leaving. Huh. Sure. And it hadn't changed one bit. A gloomy scar upon the earth, shrouded in darkness. Hardly the kind of place someone would enthusiastically approach. Nevertheless, it was better than that house. Ooh, spooky. Dead forest. Oh, this is new. Cabin in the woods. Suddenly we're turning into horror? No. Okay, interesting. Well, obviously, the first thing that came to my mind, seeing seeing Michelle travel through the forest into a soul abandoned, well, not abandoned, but a solitary building far into the forest or beyond the forest is considering there's the Arthurian legend and Morgana. The Arthurian legend came to my mind and I was like, wait, is Merlin gonna be here? But probably not. Yes. Who is it? Michelle. What? Michelle Bollinger? Just one moment. I'll be right there. Come in. Interesting. They had a joking attitude, but hearing the name, they became afraid. It's a humble abode, but make yourself at home. Okay. Curious. Ooh. Man, okay. Oh, well, I must say, this is rather unexpected. Just one word and I would have been up there in a heartbeat. And how was I supposed to do that? I am, regrettably, fresh out of carrier pigeons. Hahaha, right, yes. My apologies. Ah. This man, living in a small cottage not far from the mansion, had been hired by the Bollinger family. His job? To watch over me. That said, we never actually interacted. He was tasked with keeping track of whether I was still alive and whether I remained in the mansion. The monthly package from my family was delivered to him, which he then passed on to me. Okay. Well, I'm just trying to remember if in door 4 he mentioned anything about accidentally killing previous delivery people. Not sure. But sure, okay. It was insipidly convoluted, but it was indicative of how much they wanted to avoid anyone learning about me. Then, what can I do for you? The manservant was visibly rattled. Afraid, too. But not because of the difference in our social ranks. I had a pretty good idea what he had been told about me. He was afraid of me, yeah. At least nervous in your presence, if nothing else. Or more specifically, my curse. Okay, let's talk about that. Because you clearly touched her. You clearly touched Giselle. People fear that which they cannot comprehend. Not just children, adults as well. They fear demons, witches, and curses. Anything impure of or not of this world. Okay, so this game has already had witches and seemingly curses with Michelle now, so we're just missing the third one. Demons. But I had long since gotten used to being viewed as such. It didn't sadden me, it didn't disappoint me, it didn't pain me. Some things were too foolish to concern yourself over. That's kind of a good attitude, though it can be very toxic if taken to the extreme. Though it certainly doesn't make me feel good either. I was, on some level, annoyed. That woman's appearance at the mansion had created ripples in my once tranquil life. So, before I got into the real reason for my visit, I decided to, decision time? No. Take out a bit of my frustration. Oh, are you gonna mess with the guy? Raise your head. There's no need to be afraid. I don't know what you've been told, but I promise I don't bite. How rude of me. Yeah, right. My sincerest apologies. Your job is to keep watch over me. If the mere sight of me has you trembling, what will you do if I try to run? I would have little trouble escaping. That would be quite unfortunate. What would I ever tell your mother? I'm not sure that would end well at all. You could lose everything you've been paid so far. In fact, you might be lucky to get out with your life. Surely your mother would not. You are aware of who you're dealing with, right? Ah. Michel, the cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family. Youngest son, okay. Who made a pact with the devil. Hey, there's your devil. Pact with the devil. I don't think that was mentioned in door 4, but if it was, my memory is failing me. Okay. I don't need a blade to take your life. You wouldn't even make it back to report anything. Have mercy, Lord Michel. Please do not leave the mansion. Please spare me. Only joking. What? I don't have the power to kill by way of curse. Okay, different from door 4. The man fell silent, but the look on his face said, "You are cursed, though, aren't you?" Once someone's got an idea planted in their head, it's nigh impossible to get rid of it. Sure. Is this also the game's way of saying that, yeah, we've been giving you hints of what the story might have in terms of twists left. So, yeah, we've been implanting those in your mind, so now you actually have no idea when the real twist comes and it's something different. That's definitely something that I could see the game doing. I am so cursed that anyone can see it. That I need to be locked away in a dark mansion. Is your curse this time simply having white hair? Or... maybe you're sensitive to the sun? Like was mentioned before with Giselle or the white-haired girl. I am here because I had a question for you. Not to warn you that I plan to run away. A question? For me? Yes. Approximately 3 weeks ago, a black-haired woman came to the mansion. Tell me what you know about her. Not white-haired girl, but black-haired woman. Interesting. I was told there would be an Abigail coming, but that's all. I don't know anything else about her. I swear, that's all I know. I haven't been told anything else. I believe you. I never thought they would tell you anything. Right. He had been hired to observe me, but that's all he was. A hired hand. Sure game. He wouldn't be privy to the Bollinger family's internal affairs. Take this. A letter? I need you to deliver it to my mother. You could have just left it in the box from this month's package and I would have collected it when I dropped off the next one. I am in urgent need of information. Will you do this for me? Yes. Why, yes, absolutely. I'll fetch a delivery boy tomorrow morning. Much appreciated. Good night. You too. Do take care. Yeah, tiring to deal with people. Lord Michel. Yes? Is it true that you don't have Would you like me to sew your mouth shut so you can never open it again? Ooh. Is it true that you don't have something? Okay. Interesting. So compared to normal humans, he's missing something. I'm wondering if it's physical or more emotional, like feelings. No, not at all. My sincerest apologies, Lord Michel. That was horribly disrespectful. Good night. Cursed I most certainly am. The walk back to the mansion. To the sleeping quarters. Oh, time skip. Just checking. Cool. That shadow there kinda looks like something. It could be some shape. Also, Bollinger mom and dad, maybe? Interesting. Mom seemingly having white hair. So maybe the hair color isn't the curse. Not sure. I had the stupidest thought just now. The dad. I was just kind of looking at the pictures to see if I could make any features or to see if they resemble anyone from the barest, blurriest outlines. And I was like, the dad kind of looks like Leorio from Hunter x Hunter. But that would be silly. Okay, back to it. My mother's response arrived just 10 days later. The delivery boy must have pushed his horse quite hard. It was almost exactly a month after Giselle had moved in. Oh boy. And shortly thereafter, on a bone-chilling night, everything came crashing down. Oh my god. The rift between us grew deeper, and the wall between us impossibly high. When I lay bare the scars in her chest and mercilessly plunged my knife into them. Oh shit, it's all gonna go horribly wrong. I'm scared. I assume that was supposed to be a very much metaphorical knife, but because we have had people using knives to kill, then, you know, it could be literal as well. Oh boy. That would be a good cutting off point. Let me see how much longer we have. No, we still have 35 to 40 minutes left. Okay, we can push more. Oh boy, oh boy. How did we get to this point? I hate everything. Sorry, let me just quickly. Okay, nothing there. I hate everything. My spirits were getting darker and darker, like they were slowly sinking into a deep morass. I had been at the mansion for a month, and every day since felt twice as long as it should have. I had been optimistic at first. I'd even had a little hope that me and Michelle could get along together. But it hadn't taken long for that hope to be shattered. and the cheer locked away inside me. Also, I don't remember, has this hallway always been this messy looking, or had this filter above it? Green filter with this weird symbol here. Crest almost spiraling something into a logo or a crest. We lived in the same house, but we never spoke anymore. On the few occasions we did cross paths, he just gave me a cold glare and nothing more. Scorn and suspicion in his eyes. Whenever he looked at me like that, it felt as though my throat was being constricted, like I was deep underwater and running out of air. Like my very presence in the world was a crime. I never could have imagined just how agonizing constant rejection was. Sure. I started despising others. Ooh, it's getting to her real bad. Despising myself. Despising the world. Convinced that there was no one who could set me free. But you still don't want to leave. Is it just because you don't think you could survive out on your own? Or... I considered running away from everything rather than live like this another day. But I would have done so long ago if that were an actual option. If they found out I had fled, that I had acted outside their wishes, my mom and sister would pay. Okay, you do have a pure motive there, or pure reason for staying then. I had succeeded in allowing my sister to get married and my mom to live comfortably. I had given them happiness. I couldn't take that away from them again. Not after what I had to go through to do it. No, cut that out. Getting way too depressing, Giselle. Pull yourself together. That's not who you are. Even if it's not, you know, circumstances can change humans. Be positive. The negativity didn't only come from my interactions with Michelle either. Just from the dark, gloomy atmosphere, or... No, there seemed to be some kind of terrible presence within the mansion that twisted people's hearts. Yeah, this was mentioned at the beginning of the game, kind of. Something about everyone who lives here come to misfortune. But I believe that was mentioned by the maid, Giselle herself. So now we don't know if we can truly believe in that. I mean, probably. It's still kind of part of the premise, so yeah, sure. The mansion was, in fact, a bit of a local legend, which I had been informed about before being sent here. People claimed it was cursed, and that an evil witch had lived in it for many, many years. Michelle joked that he was the witch, but I didn't believe him. I'm not usually one to believe in magic or curses at all, but being here so long, I can't help but wonder. Anyway, things can't go on like this. If I was to remain in this house, the situation needed to improve a lot. Yeah. The talk about not believing in magic and whatnot. Clearly, there is supernatural in this game, but like, I'm not sure to what extent it is like supposed to dictate everything. So like, mostly it's been character drama and cool twists. But like, I don't know. It's still, I don't think I've ever mentioned this in the ending of Door 4 video. That's the one ending we got with accepting to go with quote unquote Morgana, Giselle, the black haired maid, to go with her, and we ended into this weird realm of nothingness. And I was like thinking back on that, and I was like, how can this actually be a possibility if she's not actually Morgana and she's just a regular human who has been reincarnated by, reconstructed by Morgana? Like, how does she have magical abilities that let us go through all of those things that we saw in that ending? Like, is there something going on there still? Not sure. Or maybe it was just because at the time we didn't know she wasn't Morgana. That's why we were able to get that ending. And it was all just a big hallucination or something. Deluding ourselves even further. The situation needed to improve a lot. I was going to lose my mind if things kept up as they were. I was ready to give up once, but I'm going to try closing the distance between us again. Oh boy. Here comes the big rift. If I could get him to open up even the tiniest bit, then maybe that would make living here a little easier. I wasn't going to try to make us best friends or anything. Just repair our relationship enough that being around each other wasn't torturous. I've got my work cut out for me. How do I even begin that conversation? Heck, what is that conversation even going to be about? Maybe I should hold off. Do it another day. If you do that, then tomorrow you're gonna say the same thing again, and it just gets harder and harder to start the conversation. No, I've made up my mind to do this, so I should get to it quickly. The longer I wait, the worse things are going to get. And eventually, there won't be any fixing anything. We need to talk. We need to be in the same room for more than 10 seconds. And we need to get to know each other. He needs to know that he's not the reason I have something to hide. Okay, let's do this. Oh boy. Entering Michelle's chambers. Attempt number 2. I made my way to Michelle's chambers, which he had told me to stay away from. My stride was slow and ponderous, but at the very least, I did my best to keep some semblance of a smile on my face. This is one time where I'd really like to have someone to give me a little nudge. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay. Pardon, Master. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Master? Oh no. I guess he's not here. He's standing behind you, is he not? Oh boy. The door wasn't locked. Oh no, I gently opened the door. As was the rest of the house, his room was shrouded in darkness. The only light came from the candle in my hand. Master, are you there? Master? Dark rooms are never a good sign. I guess I missed him. It's probably best if I don't stick around for long. Oh no, he's gonna notice that you sneaked into his chambers and he's gonna think that you were searching for something. No. No. This is not gonna go well. He's already got a less than stellar impression of me. Yeah. That he does. I don't want to imagine what will happen if he thinks I've been snooping through his room. Yeah, I should get out of here. Don't turn around, he's behind you. I spun around on my heels, taking a step toward the door, when I caught a sight of an object draped in a black sheet. Oh, also was this maybe the painting that he got? Not sure. I knew I had to get out of there as quickly as possible, but I was intrigued by that object. Something he kept hidden in a room I was forbidden to enter. Maybe it was a clue to discovering Michelle's secrets. Oh no. I reached my hand down toward the object, knowing good and well I shouldn't. Was it because I wanted to learn more about him? Was it because I wanted to tear down the veil he hid behind? Or was it the whispers of the witch? Sure. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay, that's different. Is that the painting he received? Black and white haired. Is this Morgana? Or Michelle's mom? What do we have here? I pulled off the sheet, revealing a framed painting of what appeared to be a noblewoman with porcelain white skin. What stood out about her, though, was that the woman's hair was as pale as her skin. And then... Michelle? Oh. That is interesting. Partly dark, but mostly white. What? Also, seemingly... I don't know if that's just an accessory, but that very much seems like a slave collar type deal. What? I noticed something else. Also, the painting is literally cracking there. White gashes ravaged the canvas. So those are like torn parts, or yeah. Sure. Damaging her face beyond repair. Michelle got angry. What the? I imagined it had once been a painting of a beautiful woman, but there was hardly a trace of that left. So the music's going hard in the sense that it's very tense inducing. I don't know. Tensions are high. The only feeling it inspired anymore was a deep chill. This damage was not accidental. It was deliberate angry, and the contempt emanating from within the frame was stifling. Thick, suffocating blackness seeped into me. Why would anyone? She was surely a most beautiful woman. Angelic even. A storm of questions assaulted me. Who was she? Why had her face been carved up? Yeah, either Morgana or Michelle's mom. They might even be the same person. Why had the painting been covered? What had happened? Who could have? There's only one person who could have done this. Michelle. Why on earth? You saw it, didn't you? You saw the painting, didn't you? You entered my room without permission. You saw the painting, didn't you? Angelic, you say? There's nothing angelic about that damned woman. I scrambled to make some excuse, but nothing would come out of my mouth. All I could do was tremble. Oh. Holy shit. Why did you enter my chambers? Red eyes. Ooh. Kinda reminding me of Yukimasa. What were you looking for? Answer me. My mouth wouldn't move properly. I couldn't make my voice come out. Wow. It was like I wasn't even in my own body anymore. The wisps of air that were drawn into my lungs were expelled as hoarse gasps. My breaths were shallow and rapid. I was inhaling, but I wasn't getting any air. I was terrified. Terrified of his eyes, of his voice, of his feelings, of the knife he was holding up to me, of the terrible past I was chained to. The man's voice, the man's very flesh, terrified me. What were you hoping to find? What were you trying to find? And what were you planning to do with it? Answer me. Another thing you refuse to tell me then? No, I'm trying. Nothing is coming out of my mouth, though. Everything's so bright. Yeah, she's having a real panic attack. And I can't catch my breath. I can't breathe. That's fine, though. You don't have to tell me. I have a pretty good idea. An idea? What do you mean? Money is what brought you here, but brought you to the Bollinger estate. And it's what brought you to me too. There are countless people who would love to see that house fall. And a noble family fears nothing more than disrepute. You were, I presume, approached by someone scheming the Bollinger's downfall. No. And as it just so happens, the Bollingers have a very unfortunate secret. One they are quite desperate to keep under wraps. Me. Someone suspected I might still be alive, so they sent you to dig up information about me. My very existence threatens to tear down that house. The cursed youngest son of the Bollinger family, Michelle, who made a pact with the devil, who is supposed to be dead, but is very much alive. You sweet-talked your way into that house, and into information about me and my present situation. And you meant to trade that information for money. My guy is fully losing it, but I mean, it's kinda reasonable assumption to make, but still. I bet whoever it was put quite a handsome price on it too. Or maybe the one plotting to ruin the Bollinger family is you. No, that's not true. Then enlighten me. Please, hear me out. I didn't know anything about you. I wasn't sniffing around or trying to bring you harm in any way. Then tell me, if that's not the reason you wormed your way into the Bollinger estate, and that's not what you're doing here, then tell me what it is. Tell me why you came to this mansion. You want me to tell you about that? No way. That's asking way too much. Tell me. I swear I haven't done anything to wrong you. I simply wanted to make our life together a little more comfortable. To bring some warmth to this frigid relationship we have. That's the only reason I wanted to find out more about you. I must assume I'm right, then, Giselle. I must tell him he's wrong. I must tell him I mean no harm. But I can't say anything. A merchant's daughter became an Abigail at a noble house? Could you come up with a more obvious lie? Your father's the one who... Wait. How does he know that I'm from a merchant family? You look perplexed. I may be imprisoned in this house, not free to move about as I please, but I have my ways. I know everything. Everything? Then he knows about that too? Oh, yes, I do know. Please, don't. In your quest for money. Don't say it. You slept with my father. There it is. There's a reason. Wow. Wait. Holy shit. Wait. Is it that kind of what happened in door 1? Holy shit. Oh my god. That's incredible. Okay. That's another parallel. Not sure if it's relevant to the plot, but sure. Or if it's true in the first place, but wow, yeah, that's definitely a reason. In that moment, everything went white, yeah? Like, literally or metaphorically? Probably both, I don't know. Michel plunged his knife into my heart. He carved through my chest with those words, causing me to completely lose control of myself. Yeah, the one secret you tried to hide from your otherwise good intentions, the one dirty lie, the one bad thing. In a panicked frenzy, and probably screaming all the way, I knocked that man aside and ran and ran and ran. I could hear a clap of thunder in the distance, embodying the horrible situation and Michel's rage. Oh, yeah. Everything coming crashing down like a thunder. Oh, how I wished a bolt of lightning would come crashing down upon me. It did, but not literally, unfortunately. Maybe if God burned my tainted flesh with a divine thunderbolt, it would get rid of some of the filth. But the jagged streaks of light cascading across the dark clouds did not strike me, only creating restless grumbles in the sky. Oh boy. Oh shit, this is cool. This is a reverse of how Door 4 started. At the beginning of Door 4, she was doing this but running towards the mansion. Now she's running away. Oh boy. Why? I knew that if I fled that mansion, I would likely be causing trouble for my mom and sister. But I was helpless to stop myself. All I could do was run from all that threatened me with no regard for the consequences. Yeah. That's horrible. What a tough, shitty situation. Before long, small droplets of rain began falling. Yeah, fitting. Which soon grew heavy enough to penetrate the forest canopy and reached the ground where I stood. Yeah, very fitting. The downpour drowned out my tears and my cries. Because I had rushed from the mansion without even putting on a cloak, each cold winter droplet stung bitterly against my flesh. But the bite of the rain was like a warm embrace compared to what I'd been through before. Michel had spoken the truth. As much as I wanted to deny it, to avert my eyes, reality was forever engraved in this body. No, I don't want to think about it. But I had no say in the matter. Get out of my head! Wow. Man, what a good scene. Oh, the father, I assume. Oh boy. Is this a good place to stop? I feel mentally drained. Holy shit. I'm sure this will add context to whatever we just saw, but still. I feel like we're gonna stop here. I need a break. Oh boy. Wow. Michel was very spooky there. I mean, I was initially on Giselle's side, but and you know, I still don't condemn her for it because, you know, sleeping with a wealthy man to then make a weakness for them, so you can start working there and earning money, you know, as a poor merchant who needs to support their family, you know. It's not an unreasonable idea to come up with, even if it's morally wrong or gray. It's still, you know, I don't blame her for it. It's not the worst thing imaginable. Like, at the very least, it doesn't threaten lives. Though then again, if Michelle's mom found out and now put her there, then though then again, I don't know. I doubt Michelle's mom knows, because it was seemingly the father's decision. So the father wants to hide this and then covers for her by supporting her family as well. Yeah. Oh boy. This could also be, since this is a small bit, this could also be way back in the past with Giselle's actual family, and this is her dad while he was still alive. Not sure either. Oh boy. Get out of my head. This could be, most likely is just the thoughts of having to relive through this memory of sleeping with Michelle's dad. But it could also be, in a more meta sense, it could be us in the present making her remember all this, or it could be Morgana influencing her and getting in her head. Cool. Let's save here. Oh boy. Whoa, don't go there. What was that? Huh? Where am I? Oh, QA. I don't know. Don't want to look at those, whatever those were. Wow. Sure. This now gets another new idea. Possibly not Morgana, but actually her mom. Sorry, his mom. Yeah, very possible. But then again, it has this figure here has the witchy fingers, so most likely Morgana. Not sure, not sure. Oh wow. Oh, we're making a good dent into door 5. I heard it's quite long, or at least longer. Decent bit longer than door 4, so next video might not still be the finale. We might still have 2 or maybe even 3 videos left for this door. We'll see. Oh boy. Also, I'm not sure. Should I, after door 5, should I go back and check those previous choices we kind of skipped or missed? Or should we just do that after we're done with the game? Not sure. Do give me your opinion, input, if you care at all which way. Otherwise I'm just probably gonna do them at the end of the game. You know, not disrupt the flow too much. Cool. Okay, well, yeah, see you next week, I guess. Patreon early access up to 2 weeks, link down in the description. Cool. See ya.